89 million Steam account details just got leaked. Steam reportedly hit by a massive data breach. 89 million Steam accounts reportedly leaked. Hacker advertises alleged database of 89 million Steam 2FA codes. Time to change your password for Steam. I think it's pretty safe to say, just looking at how many news articles and sites and even really good, well-recognized sites that are covering this, I think it's safe to say change your password. Now, I know this isn't necessarily anime or manga content, however, I think it's very important that I report on this for one big reason. I know when it comes to anime and manga, usually people that are fans of anime and manga typically are gamers. It's really rare to see them not gamers or game fans in general, so for those that potentially use Steam or use PC games, I recommend you to change your password. However, there is quite a bit to cover. Obviously, it's more to the story than just change your password, because we need to talk about how this happened, what happened, can this happen again, is it Steam's fault, is it not Steam's fault, is this all fake news? Let's get all into this, okay? So, regardless if this turns out to be a nothing burger or not, and all these news articles and stuff and media is overblowing it, it is good practice to change your password and protect yourself. I definitely would know this from experience, so I'm just saying, change your password regardless if this turns out to be nothing. But anyways, let's get into this. So, if you go into the original post, which I became aware of this thanks to this Reddit post from 3 hours ago in r/technology, and it cites basically to this news article that talks about the alleged data breach or hack or whatever it might be called at this point. But basically, it goes over the case in point of where all the information came from. For instance, it started with Mellow Online, which this Twitter user right here, and apparently he follows up and says that he got the information from LinkedIn from Underdark AI. Underdark AI claims they found a post that someone called Machine 1337 on a reputable black market forum offering to sell 89 million Steam account details for $5,000. If this is true, not only will purchasers have access to everyone's account that doesn't use TFA or change their password, but they can use other details to send convincing phishing messages to the people they can't hack. So this is, obviously a pretty worrisome thing if this turns out to be completely accurate, but let's get into the original poster and what was all said here. So a lot of people are running off of old information, and this account here, Mellow Online, clarifies quite a bit here. Basically, he talks about this back on May 11th here, which is a few days by now, which is crazy, I'm just now hearing about it, but basically he talks about how there was an alleged leak, pretty much does the exact same information this post talks about, and as he basically continues to talk about the situation of what potentially caused the leak or whatever, he mentions that there is this service called Trillo that potentially is the cause of it. And eventually he's contacted by a Valve representative. He says it right here that Trillo is not the reason for the hack. They say they do not use it. For instance, a Valve representative says that. And in this clarity, I'm going to read this once again just to make sure we all understand this. I have been contacted by a Valve representative, aka Steam, and they have stated that they do not use Trillo. For clarity, also, as I've seen some news sites citing me as the source, as linked in my initial tweet, the source is a LinkedIn post by Underdark, which once again was clarified in this news article that was just recently made. But getting back into this, Twitter post, he talks about how Valve contacted him about it, and they never denied a data breach, they just said it wasn't from Trillo. At the very least. So this isn't full confirmation that they denied it, unless I'm, I guess, illiterate and can't read, but it just says Trillo wasn't the cause of it. However, he does follow up a few hours later, which once again, this was posted yesterday, and then literally 2 hours ago, he posts this. He's like, another clarification. After I put up the above clarification, some people are now trying to say that that the above indicates that this is now all fake news. The only thing the above indicates is that Trillo is not the source of the breach. That's it. Users are still urged to change their passwords and enable SteamGuard. Data is still being claimed to be sold, which, if you're wondering where this all cites from, he showcases this site here. If you scroll down, this is apparently where the alleged leaker is selling data of people of their Steam passwords and accounts from Machine 1337, which is once again cited in this news article. So it is all checking out that the information here seems to be appearing on a dark web, dark market, or black market like site selling information. Now this obviously could be just a scam from this user here, but it's very likely it can be possible as well. Once again, at this current time, we don't know necessarily if Steam is responsible, if there's a third-party company that's responsible, we don't know if this is fake. It is very safe to say, just be careful, change your password, and don't click on some random links that someone sends you. Just it's common practice, but it still needs to be said because obviously accounts get hacked all the time. I mean, I think it's very important to just keep your passwords up to date and change them like every 3 to 6 months. That's my personal advice. So yeah, once again, I know this isn't an anime related video, but like I said, I felt like this was very important to discuss because of the content involved, and since I know a lot of people that watch me are gamers, I think you should be aware of this if you're not aware of it. Like I said, I just found out about this, so I'm willing to bet you that a lot of people's first time finding out about this might be through this video alone. Maybe an article, who knows, but yeah, just letting you all know. Anyways, be safe, stay healthy. If there's any more update to this or whatever, maybe I'll cover it. But like I said, there is a lot of news sites that's covering this, and so, yeah, it's blowing up. Love you guys, be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.